You know, as far as the physical campus goes, there are several things that are about to happen. We are in the design phase for a culinary arts building, and the campus master plan identified putting it where Kern and Taylor halls are. And so those will be demolished, we hope, next summer, and are hopeful that the legislature will fund the beginning of the construction of that building in the next legislative session. The third and final phase of the library, which I think for every student on campus seems like it's been under construction since they've been enrolled, but this is mostly on the inside, and I'll quote our new Dean of Library, Amanda Clay Powers. We're building a robot, and it's the automated retrieval system, and that's the last major piece of the library. So it should conclude in the fall of 2017. It's got about another 12 months to go. And then I think that will have been a 5 or 6 year long construction cycle. So the library should be wrapping up. Hopefully culinary arts will be funded, the design will be completed, and then the design is underway, and I hope that we will end up sometime in the next 12 months to bid to recommission the demonstration school as an academic building. So lots of things going on. In addition, we'll construct Pioneers Plaza that we began talking about last spring from a fundraising perspective, but I talked yesterday in the convocation about that will be located between Carrier Chapel and Welty as a place to commemorate our university's pioneers. And I think we can zero in on those individuals who stepped up and did something at a turning point in the history of the university. And the first to be recognized will be the 6 women who desegregated the university 50 years ago. You know, as best I can tell, it's going fine. We were confident that once the process was put in place, most people would comply with it, and that's been at least the anecdotal experience that's gotten back to me. And every now and then I see someone who has stepped across the street off campus to smoke a cigarette, but I've noticed a lot less smoking outside, and no one has complained about secondhand smoke, and nobody's complained about having the rules enforced. So I think it's going well, and I think that the peer pressure on the campus was headed in that direction anyway. So I'm proud of the university community for stepping up and doing those things. We're in business for one thing, and that's to graduate students. And the research is overwhelming that living on campus that first year and having students get connected to the university helps improve retention, which leads to improved graduation. So the answer is really that simple. The other thing is we're expecting that athletics will help us grow the traditional age student body. And as we begin to recruit more students that are in that demographic, they're going to want to live on campus, and so we're preparing the way, I think, to make sure that those students, when they enroll with us, are going to end up being successful in college. So it's really that straightforward. The rest of the story is it affects. We looked at 4 or 5 years worth of data. It affects very few students. I think it would have affected more students this fall because we've had an increase in international enrollment, but the years that we looked at, it ranged from affecting, I think, 19 students down to 9 students. So there's really not that many students that are first-time freshmen that don't have an exemption under the policy that live within a 50-mile radius of the university. But on-campus living is good for graduation rates, and that's the primary reason. You know, I think I'm excited about everything. It's you know, probably in the past I could have zeroed in on some things, but we finished the campus priorities last year, which is 1,000 steps in a lot of different directions. Athletics is part of that, increasing traditional age students is a part of that, celebrating the diversity of the university this year with the Those Who Dared celebration. There are just, everywhere you look, there are things that are going on that I think are really good for the university, really good for the community. We're hosting the the Starkville Symphony tonight. We've got some other not yet made announcements to focus in on trying to recruit and retain our students in STEM fields, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Some opportunities, I think, in the fine arts. There's just so much going on this campus that it's hard to keep up with. And the fact that it's hard to keep up with probably is the thing that excites me the most, because lots of people are doing lots of good things.